In Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Bono region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyai. In the Ashanti region, we're on Ajimpa 99.9 FM in Nkarie. And in the Volta region, we're on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi and Freedom 88.1 FM in Sogakope.
From this beautiful soil.
Citi Brand News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
I am Charles Osukume, grateful to you this afternoon. Remember, the Citi Prime News is heard live around the world on citinewsroom.com. Let's begin with some NPP politics. And flag bearer hopeful of the party, Dr. Brian Champon, says he privately appealed to former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to withdraw from the party's flag bearer race. Dr. Champong explains that his appeal was based on what he described as structural challenges within the New Patriotic Party, which he believes could affect the party's chances in the 2028 general elections if Dr. Bawumia leads the party again. The Abetifi Member of Parliament, who supported Dr. Bawumia during the 2023 flag bearer contest, says he has since withdrawn his support and entered the race himself. He added that his decision came despite attempts by former Second Lady Samira Bawumia to persuade him to remain with her husband's campaign. Dr. Champo made the disclosure in an interview on Good Evening Ghana with Paula Dumotri.
Those structural challenges, in addition to what even he, Musa Dankwa, does not know, are the ones that I compiled and reached out to the candidate and said, look, we will have challenges if we continue like this, and therefore, if you can give the party...
You reached out to Dr. Bawumia there?
Well, yes. That if you can give out, consider the interest of the party and bar out, that would be great for us so that we can find a new candidate and then press on. But then also the perceived division and rancor, the rank and file, the supporters of himself and that of Kennedy that was emerging again. So it was very clear to me that it was going to take us into 2028 and it will not give us the opportunity or a chance at winning that election. And you know, if we don't win 2028, we're in serious trouble. We have an election to win. MPP is in to win power, and we have to do everything possible as politicians to focus on the power, nothing emotional.
Voice of NPP flag bearer hopeful Dr. Brian Champon speaking to Paula Dumotri on his program Good Evening Ghana. Brian was explaining how he appealed to former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to withdraw from the party's leadership race because of what he describes as some structural challenges with the Bawumia tickets. We're from NPP politics, so let's head to Parliament. The minority in the House has criticized the leadership of the Majority Caucus, accusing it of failing to improve the welfare of its members. The minority argues that a government unable to cater for the needs of its 189 majority MPs cannot be trusted to deliver on job creation promises. Contributing to the debates on the Appropriation Bill No. 2, 2025, Minority Leader Alexander Penyamakin described the government as a failure, claiming some majority MPs now rely on commercial vehicles to attend parliamentary sittings.
They also said they were going to create one job with 3 shifts. Mr. Speaker, a government that cannot take care of its 189 cannot take care of the many jobless youth that are seeking for jobs. A government that cannot take care of its 189 in this chamber, Mr. Speaker, cannot take care of the many youths. The backbench in this house are suffering, yet you say you are going to create jobs. When your own backbench have been rendered redundant and cannot go to their constituencies, you say you are going to create jobs. Mr. Speaker, this government is a promise and fail government. Concerned about their own backbench.
I will give 5 minutes to the Minister for Finance.
Some are coming to Parliament in Uber and taxi. Go and take care of your own backbench. Mr. Speaker, the majority should take care of its own backbench.
The Honourable Penyamakin also questioned the government's commitment to prudent spending, citing a large number of appointees at the presidency despite the appointments of 60 ministers.
The Minister for Public Sector Reform has been rendered redundant. Nothing was provided. She is just at Jubilee House doing nothing. The minister in charge of special initiative has also been made redundant. He is just being paid salary for nothing. What we know is that so much has been loaded at Jubilee House for compensation. They say they are appointing only 60 ministers, but many government appointees, director of Agric at the presidency, special advisor in charge of agriculture at the presidency, in addition to a minister of agriculture, Minister and Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am concluding to say that me, I'm a Yakayu Takamba, Mr. Speaker, I've been Nichumo. I'm a bear 24-hour economy. I'm a Malay, Mr. Speaker. In other words, they lie.
You heard the voice of Minority Leader Alexander Afenyomakin. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin has disputed the Honorable Minority Leader's claims, and he says that the government is exercising prudence in its financial management.
Everyone in this chamber believes that President Mahama has made progress on the economy. Mr. Speaker, even our colleagues opposite us, deep in their heart, knows that Ghana is making progress. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have been prudent and will continue to be prudent. Mr. Speaker, I heard my colleague say that a prudent government is planning to buy a presidential jet. But Mr. Speaker, the fact remains that it is better to buy than to rent. And that the cost of buying is equivalent of 2 years of renting aircraft by the previous administration. Mr. Speaker, the fact is there for all of us to see. The amount of money they spent on renting aircraft for 2 years is equivalent to the price of a new aircraft. And so who is prudent?
Voice of Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin. Well, the House were expecting to rise today as this current meeting comes to a close. Let's now go there live in Parliament and speak to our correspondent, Ni Ayikwe Okaim. Good afternoon to you, Ayikwe. I'm grateful to you for a time here on the Citi Prime News. We're expecting Parliament to rise today to close this particular meeting. It's been a few months of work by MPs. What would you say would be your highlights of this particular meeting?
Well, thank you, Charles, and good afternoon. So the House is expected to rise today for the Christmas festivities, and key among the activities that are expected to take place today before they rise is the approval of the Appropriation Number 2 Bill 2025. Once this bill is approved, it grants the President the authority to withdraw money from the Consolidated Fund and other public funds to be able to meet the government expenditures. That is expected to take place today. Yesterday, a debate on that particular motion was taken. The only thing left today is for the third reading, where it will be passed and then subsequently grant the President that authority. But this third meeting of the third session of the 9th Parliament has seen some major events taking place, one of them being the revocation of the LI 2462, which hitherto granted the President the authority to allow mining in forest reserves. That particular legislative instrument was laid in the House during this meeting by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-White. Matured last week. It's now into law. So it's part of efforts by the government to clamp down on the menace of illegal mining. Aside that, we also saw the approval of the Ghana Education Trust Fund Amendment Bill, which seeks to ensure that there is sustainable financing for the free education policy that was initiated by the erstwhile administration. Is also expected to cater for the free tertiary education policy that has been initiated by this government, among other interventions within the education sector. We've also seen the amendment of the National Health Insurance Bill, which seeks to allocate 20% of funds from the National Health Insurance to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, also known as the Mahama Care. So some of these events have taken place. We've also seen that the what we also witnessed during this meeting was the minority leader, Alexander Martin, being referred to the Privileges Committee for contempt following allegations by the majority leader, Mahama Yarga, that Alexander Martin actually went against Parliament's his removal from the delegation list to ECOWAS Parliament. So despite his removal from that particular delegation list, according to the majority leader, he still went ahead to attend ECOWAS parliamentary sessions, which is an affront to the dignity of Parliament. To this effect, he was referred to the Privileges Committee for consideration. We are yet to hear from the committee on that particular referral that was made by the Speaker. The Tandai seat was also declared vacant following a challenge of its validity by the NDC parliamentary candidate in that particular area. Due to this, the Tamale High Court ruled that that particular seat or the rerun of the 2024 parliamentary election takes place. Subsequently, the Speaker declared the seat vacant and wrote to the EC to conduct, a rerun of that. However, we've had the Supreme Court hasten this particular process until all legal issues surrounding them are resolved. These are some of the key activities that have taken place within this particular meeting. Charles.
Well, I also know that about 2 days ago, the House passed the Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill, and this bill now ensures that no MPs will serve on the board of the Bank of Ghana. I know the minority MPs raised some concerns about this and other concerns about this particular bill. What were their concerns?
Well, so Charles, the Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill 2025 initially sought to ensure that the tenure of members of the governing board are extended from 4 years to 5 years. And then one of the key amendments was that we're going to see the legal cap on we're going to see a legal cap on the extent to which the Bank of Ghana could print money to support government expenditure. And then also members of parliament were going to be excluded from serving on the board of the Bank of Ghana. But the indication we had from the House is that these proposals were stood down based on the concerns that were raised by the minority. They believe that once members of parliament are excluded from the board, there wouldn't be accountability, there wouldn't be transparency, and then also the 4-year tenure that was expected to be extended to 5 years couldn't also take place. However, the fact that the government wants to ensure that the Bank of Ghana is limited from printing excess money to support government business, that particular amendment was, however, maintained. So that is what we have with regard to the Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill, Charles.
All right, I'm grateful to you, Ni Ayukwe Okai. He is our parliamentary correspondent, reporting from the House as it prepares to rise for the Christmas festivities. This is still the City Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from our studios here in Accra. In the northern region, the news is heard live on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In the Upper East region, we're on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu, and in the Northeast region, we're on Nobia FM 98.1 FM in Nalerugu. Still ahead in the bulletin, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu says government is working with the Ministry of Finance to secure 41 million cedis to settle outstanding arrears owed members of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana. Stay with us. We have details in a bit.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
This Christmas Eve, skip the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. Welcome to the Situation on White Party 2025, where the music never stops, the energy never drops, and the fun never ends. Celebrating grand style with great music, irresistible food, and an atmosphere that screams good vibes only. Date 24th December 2025. Venue Good Park near the Accra Mall. Time 8 p.m. till late. Dress code, it's an all-white affair. Get ready for electrifying live performances from Kofi Kinata, Perez Music, in Chin Chin Band, and DJ Mingle. Wear your best all-white fit. Bring your dancing shoes and let's light up the night together. Book your tables now. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973. It's Christmas Eve. Don't miss it. The Situation All White Party 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Bethel Logistics, and Hallmark Cafe, and supported by Oswald Investment Limited, Verve du Vernet, and Logistics Movers.
DJ, bring the tune back again. Soccer fans, so I see Franco from guess well it can give it down.
Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TV. 4 TVs? Yes, 4.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm not able to.
It's like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that.
Spread grandma.
4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave. Abba, why? You want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no. It's a regular 100 cities I send her.
Call grandma.
Grandma.
Hello?
Hey, grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for
The luckiest. If they told me 5 times, the luckiest.
Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cities, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Freebies they drop like rain. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody gets to win something.
If I win, you win.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. This is the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from our studios here in Accra. We are also live on our partner stations across the country and around the world on Citi 97.3 FM. The Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, says government is working with the Ministry of Finance to secure 41 million cedis to settle outstanding arrears owed members of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG. He warned that the prolonged strike could disrupt teaching and learning nationwide. Speaking at the handover of 20 vehicles to principals of colleges of education, Haruna Idrisu appealed to CTAG to suspend the strike.
CTAG, I'm reminded, is still on strike. We need industrial peace and harmony on the campuses of learning. When you prolong your strike action, it does affect career planning and the career path development of the young people. I discussed with Honorable Finance Minister to facilitate this morning. I woke up to the same matter. We are mobilizing the 41 million to pay. So it is not as if we are not committed to pay. Last month when teachers didn't get some allowances, they should celebrate President Mahama who paid the allowances. Any of you who went to take your salary this month, those 2 outstanding allowances that were not paid by the controller have been honored.
You heard the voice of Education Minister Haruna Idrisu. Let's now head to Kumasi. The Food and Drugs Authority has shut down 7 Chinese-owned shops at Ahunju for selling unregistered food products. The action forms part of intensified measures to remove unsafe and unapproved items from the markets ahead of the festive season. Now speaking to Citi News, Ashanti Regional Director of the Food and Drugs Authority, Nathaniel Nana Kwabinan Kroma, says the shops were found with products labeled in Chinese, raising safety concerns as consumers are unable to understand their contents and composition.
First and foremost, those that are not registered, they have to initiate a process, but they cannot sell until the process has been done. If the process leads to the FDA needing to grant them market authorization, we'll go ahead. However, if they cannot comply, we'll let them destroy it through a safe disposal mechanism. So for now, they cannot sell those products to anybody in this country. Like I keep saying, the FDA is there to encourage to assist people to assess their applications for products that we regulate. However, if anybody thinks that they can hide behind any other means to import or to manufacture, distribute, to offer for sale or to sell, that is not allowed by the FDA. For that region, I can tell them with all humility that it won't happen. They should just get their those products registered, and they can do their business peacefully. They intend not to follow the due process to have their products registered. The FDA Ashanti region will come and do what we have to do.
That was the Ashanti Regional Director of the Food and Drugs Authority, Nathaniel Nanakwabena Nkrumah. In other news, the Narcotics Control Commission says it has arrested 163 people in connection with 109 drug-related cases across the country in 2025. Acting Director of Public Affairs and International Relations, Principal Narcotics Control Officer Francis Opoku-Amoah says nearly 50 of these cases are already before the courts with trials ongoing. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily program, he explained that multiple suspects are often linked to a single case and expressed confidence that all outstanding cases will be concluded by next year.
When you come to the Narcotics Control Commission, we have cases, we have arrest. What it means is that sometimes you may have one case, but you could arrest maybe about 10 people in connection with just the one case. Wow. So when you talk about the cases, we have over 109 cases. But when it comes to arrest, meaning the people we arrested, people involved in the 109, we have about 163 people involved in the 109 cases that we have. And out of that, I can go further, out of that 109, we have close to 50 that has gone to court in different stages in the prosecution.
That was Francis Opoku-Amoah, the Acting Director of Public Affairs and International Relations at the Narcotics Control Commission. Meanwhile, the Cyber Vetting and Enforcement Team of the Ghana Police Service has arrested 3 suspects in Dabala and Sugakope for impersonating high-profile public officials on social media to defraud victims. The suspects allegedly posed as the Speaker of Parliament, Aban Bagbin, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohuno, and others. Police say the trio was involved in mobile money credit card and online sales fraud. They were arrested during an intelligence-led operation in parts of the Volta region and are currently in custody, assisting investigations. Industrial relations expert and labor advocate Kofi Davo has warned that rising youth unemployment poses a serious national security threat. He says idle young men are more likely to resort to social vices and illegal activities to survive. His comments follow Ghana Statistical Service data showing that more than 1.3 million young people were not in employment, education or training in the third quarter of 2025. Now speaking to Citi News, Mr. Davo urged government to prioritize youth employment through targeted and effective interventions.
To have this large number of unemployed youth. So it's scary. And to a point, it can become a national security issue because when people are not employed, they'll do whatever it takes to ensure that they also survive. So that is fun because economically, they cannot fend for themselves, they cannot make a living. So it is very scary. And it's something that must be at our topmost priority as a country. It is also important to structure our educational programs to connect to the needs of our country so that what kind of people are we churning out? What kind of training are we giving them? Do we need them at all? If, for example, we don't need political science students, they come out and for years they sit at home, they don't have a job.
Industrial relations expert and labor advocate Kofi Davo speaking to Citi News. Now, with Christmas Eve just days away, time is running out for patrons yet to secure tables for Citi FM and Channel 1 TV's Situation All White Party. The annual All White gathering comes off on December 24 at Good Park. Table bookings are moving fast as excitement builds for one of Accra's biggest Christmas Eve celebrations, featuring great music, top DJs, and unforgettable festive atmosphere. Citi News' Sheba Araba Benin reports.
Whether it's trousers, kaftans, dresses, skirts, bubus or jumpsuits, the only requirement for the Situation All-White Party is an all-white outfit and an early booking by calling 0205-973-973 before December 24. Organizers say that the tables are selling out fast and are allocated on the first-come, first-served basis.
What we need now is for people to finish securing their tables. And I keep saying this, a lot of people think that when Channel 1 TV, Citi FM, when we say we're sold out for an event or a campaign, it's just a marketing gimmick. It is not. And people who have experienced it and learned the hard way can advise you. You will get to the gate, and if you're not lucky, you will not have any ticket to buy. So the time to do that is now.
The head of programs production at Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, Apioko Seyram Ashong Abbey, says that the night will offer a carefully curated experience with live music from Akwabwa, Kofi Kinata, Inchinchin Band, and DJ Mingle. She explains that beyond the performances, the Situation All-White Party has become known for its calm, mature atmosphere, bringing together friends, colleagues, and families to ease into the Christmas.
It's a safe space, lots of interesting people, like-minded people who you can vibe with. So even if you're coming alone, you find people you can, hang out with. However, we're encouraging groups to come, groups of friends, family members. And so we want groups like that have bonded over the work they do to come and party and toast to a beautiful year 2025.
The Situation All-White Party 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Bethel Logistics, and Hallmark Cafe, with support from Oswald Investment Limited, Verve Duvernay, and Logistics Movers. So come 24th December, the Good Park is the place to be, dressed in white, ready to dance, and with your secured table.
Citi News' Sheba Araba Benin with that report. And finally, before we leave the studios, the board chair of the Ghana Medical and Dental Council, Professor Ajiman Bedu-Akosa, has cautioned newly inducted medical and dental professionals to practice strictly within their areas of competence or face sanctions. Speaking at an induction ceremony for over 200 practitioners, Professor Akosa urged them to uphold professionalism, ethical standards, and respect for human dignity. He warned that the council will not hesitate to penalize any professional who breaches its regulations. Well, that'll be all for this edition of the Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studios here in Accra. For more news, visit citinewsroom.com. I am Charles Osukumi. Thank you for your time.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.